Well, hey everybody, it's your boy Montel. Welcome back. I have finally got my groove on again. After dealing with a lot of drama and a lot of stress, I'm back. See, my phone agrees. I'm back. So it's so good to be back. It's so good to see you guys. I assure you, we're going to be on a more regular schedule. I'm going to try and release at least two, maybe three videos a week. Still working both jobs, still working for the government and still working for the store. And I'm going to school. That's right, your resident old geek guy is going to school. So I figured I would go ahead and throw in what I can while I can. And got a lot of subject to cover. Definitely throwing stuff in from the geek side, but I'm also going to throw in a few things life side that you guys know that I'm well to do. Today, I want to talk about this whole lawsuit with San Diego Comic Con and what they're doing to Salt Lake City Comic Con. Now, for those of you who are not aware, San Diego Comic Con is the biggest pop culture event in the United States. It clears anywhere from 130 to 160,000 people every July, every year. To get the tickets, it is like chasing buffalo butt naked in the rain. It is tough to do. But once you get it, you are literally holding that unicorn and you've got bragging rights. Everybody identifies with it. Comic-Con has literally become a household word. Some people don't know what it is, but they've heard of it. And if they know somebody who's attended, the first thing they say is, "Oh, wow, you went. So did you see this or did you see that?" There's nothing like it to be able to go. But one of the things that I really enjoy about Comic-Con is the fact that it's expanded. It's not just San Diego hosting cons. You've got all these other states and cities who are hosting these cons. You've got Seattle, Washington. You've got cities in Texas. You've got Florida. You've got them down in Atlanta, all the way up in Chicago. New York City Comic Con is becoming huge. Baltimore Comic Con. So you can see how this one event seeded a lot of other cities to create something that is a lot more local for a lot of people. I mean, let's face it. It's a cash cow to go to San Diego, get a hotel, get the badge, and be able to go in and buy all kinds of stuff. Because now you're fussing with everybody else. So why not make it local? And I was excited to hear about all these other cons popping up and everything. But when you have something as large as San Diego Comic Con, hosted by Comic Con International, and they start going after the little guys because of what they feel as a copyright infringement, guys, seriously, here's my view on it. SDCC is the major benchmark that a lot of these other smaller events measure on. They know they can't get up to that level right away, but they want to get to that level of success, not for themselves, but for offering an alternative to the local people in their specific cities or geographic areas. So that way they can enjoy the excitement and the fun of going to panels and going into the exhibit hall and finding all this cool art and old comics and meeting celebrities and getting a chance to dress up in costume, which I have to admit I didn't do before, but I'm doing now, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but the reward on it is just magnificent. So they get the chance to create something that can create memories for the young and the old. But you're throwing a lawsuit against another smaller con because they're infringing on the name? Why would you do that? Why about all that is holy and stupid in this whacked out world? Of all the important things that you could be focused on, you're focused on why or potentially this specific convention is using something similar to your name. Then if that's the case, then jump on everybody else who is using Comic-Con in their name. You kind of shot yourself in the foot for this. You don't just go after other people because they're using something that you created. Be happy that you created something that is taken off like wildfire, okay? Be happy that you are the benchmark, that you are the main one that a lot of people focus on, but you're not the only one that can be attended. So now you make it easier for everybody else. And you're going to be like this? My honest opinion, it's the dumbest thing in the world. It's absolutely pointless. It's beyond asinine that you would waste your energy and focus on a convention in the next state. because now what this does is hurts your reputation as that benchmark. It makes you look petty. It makes you look greedy, like no one else can use it. I hate to tell you, and this is a news flash, there are other cities and states that have been using this for years because it's a comic convention, or Comic Con for short, which is in the dictionary. It is now a phrase in Webster's dictionary. Look it up. It's a household name. All you do is you take off the San Diego, you put on Baltimore. You take off Baltimore, you put on Dallas. You take off Dallas, you put on Seattle. Or Emerald City Comic Con. Take off Emerald City. You see how that flows? It flows like that. And there's no reason for all of this craziness. So here's my suggestion. And I don't know if anyone else from San Diego Comic Con or Comic Con International is watching this, and all the attendees. If you're an attendee, you've gone once, you're a veteran. If you're watching my video, please let these people know that this is the dumbest thing in the world. And if I had to offer advice, back off. Back off from these younger cons. Stay away from these guys and let them grow and let them continue to give you the credit that you deserve. Because you started this thing over 40 years ago. Simple guys who love comics, wanted to create an atmosphere that other collectors and artists and writers can come together and they can talk and they can converse. Granted, it's gotten bigger. However, you can't be greedy with that type of fame. Okay? You can't. Just let them do. Let the other smaller cons do. In my area, we've expanded. We now have 2 Comic Cons in my area, and it's amazing. And I love it. They're normal one-day events, and you have a bigger event at the end of the year. It's like a 2-day event, but it still attracts people. It still brings out the inner geek in some of these people who may not have had a chance to experience it before, and take pictures and meet artists and meet writers and say, thank you, I love your work, I've been a fan of your work for years. And they can say, well, appreciate it. And then you pick up that exclusive comic, that one comic that could complete that collection that you have of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, that you can't find anywhere else. Just let the smaller ones be. And then you will continue to thrive as individual entities for one cause. And that is to bring comics back into the fold, to make them known to people who may not know anything about them, and let lovers like myself of ink and paper and stories and superheroes and supervillains and impossible stories and storylines that just span the galaxy come there and continue to be kids. That's all. Thank you so much for my rant, guys. It wasn't much of a rant, but I had to get this out of my system. It's something that really bothers me. And I'm hoping that this thing can be resolved quickly so we can get back to the business of introducing the younger generation to comics and bringing the older generation, like myself and a little older, back into it and reignite that love that someone may have forgotten. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.